Happy Thanksgiving. I'm meteorologist Gavin Sandell. Well, it's no secret that this Turkey Day is much colder and snowier than usual. Let's take a glimpse at the climatology of Thanksgiving. And remember, Thanksgiving doesn't fall on a certain day. It's that fourth Thursday in November, so it falls between the 22nd and the 28th. But we're going to spotlight what happens on this year's Thanksgiving, November 27th. Our average high in the mid-40s, 45 officially at the airport where we take our observations. We usually fall below freezing for the average low of 30 degrees. And in terms of precipitation, we can get a mixture of that because we're towards the end of that fall season. In terms of rain, we can get a mix of precipitation every other year usually. And snow, our average 0.3 inches, we typically get snow every third year. Certainly not an exception for this year, right? Also, the same thing that we saw last year as well. It was a pretty cool year and a batch of mild years here. Our high last year, 40 degrees, and we got 31/100ths of an inch of precipitation with 7/10ths of an inch of snowfall. We got up to 47 in 2023, our second of two straight dry years in 2022 and 2023. It's 58 degrees. That's very warm in 2022, though doesn't compare to our highest mark, 69 degrees 91 years ago. And also two straight wet years in 2021 and 2020. Those were also above the average. And we're looking this year more like what we saw for our coldest ever Thanksgiving in 2013. That's 12 years ago. The high there, 25 degrees. That's bitterly cold. And the low that year, also 15 degrees. And we haven't had many of those real drencher years in the past. We have to go back to 2010 where we got 1.38 inches of rain. Also the snowiest, 4.6 inches. There is a chance, a small one though, but a chance that we can pass that mark because we're seeing that persistent lake effect snow to the north. Not just snow though, but it's going to be cold. It could be the coldest Thanksgiving that we've seen since 2018, where we had a high temperature of 27 degrees. And in terms of snow, hard to pinpoint until it actually happens, but our snowfall forecast for the airport, where we do take those observations, 1 to 3 inches. If we get above 0.7 inches, that would be the snowiest since last year. That would overtake last year's total. If it's above 2.1 inches, this would be the snowiest since that record in 2005. And when I'm talking about snow, we only got a trace of snow on Thanksgiving Day 75 years ago in 1950, but this set the stage for a very impactful storm, the November 5th, 1950 snowstorm that some people call the storm of the century. 28.7 inches in Youngstown. When all was said and done, that sets a record that stands today. Also 30 inches in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Pickens, West Virginia, down in the mountains, got 57 inches, the bullseye of that storm. So while the rest of the week won't compare to what we saw 75 years ago, we'll still recommend taking caution while traveling, as heavy lake effect snow will continue through Friday night north of our area. Could also see another batch of rain and snow area wide this weekend. For Weather 101, I'm Gavin Sandell.